Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Jess. This is the Scapegoat Club. Thanks for tuning in. Today I wanted to just do something a little different and give you a bit of a personal update and just tell you where my life is going because it is definitely related to the Scapegoat Club. So for those of you who are new here, I discovered I was the scapegoat in a narcissistic family unit. Oh gosh, I'm gonna say about 2 years ago now. And during that time, I've evolved and gone through certain processes with my family, and I am now at the point where I don't have any contact with them, but I am doing really well. It's really about getting on for a year since I contacted them, and I definitely feel like it's sad and who knows what'll happen in the future, but I'm definitely doing really, really well now. And one of the exciting things about taking control of my life and deciding I need to do what's right for me and not for other people is following my own dreams. And I've been interested in psychology for almost all of my adult life. And I've always wondered about being a therapist. And the reasons that I'd backed away before were no longer there. So I decided to apply to university to see if I could get onto a course to become a therapist. And I was accepted. I was accepted at the last minute, and I actually started the course about a month ago. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster. It's a lot of work. It's a big change. Going back to school, it's a really big commitment, but it's gone really, really well so far. And I am so interested in what I'm learning, and I just really feel finally that I'm following the thing that's really interesting me. It's really in my head, and it's really something I'm really passionate about. So I'm super excited. So I wanted to share it all with you now. So one of my long-term goals is that I would love to be able to help people who have come out of narcissistic relationships and potentially were in narcissistic families as well. But I still need to be very, very careful that I'm not a therapist now, and I don't want to give any wrong information, or definitely don't want to give the impression that I am. But having said that, I am learning some really, really interesting things in my courses already that I would love to share. So going forwards, I may or may not kind of share some research and some more scientific background information if I think it's going to be of use. If it's not, if it's my own personal story, I'm going to be very, very clear on that. But I just wanted to let you know that's what I'm up to. So exciting. And because of that, and because of the extra workload and the extra costs involved, I have decided that I'm going to set up a Patreon account. So if you are interested and wanted to support me on my studying journey to become a therapist, then I would really appreciate any support you can give me. It's completely up to you guys, but I wanted to throw it out there. So I'm going to set myself up a little Patreon account, and if you want to check it out, I will put the link somewhere, somehow in this video. So when I think about why I didn't decide to study therapy earlier, I think there's a couple of reasons. The first one is that I hadn't been through the depth of therapy that I needed to for myself. I was wary about therapy because my family don't trust therapists. They don't believe in it. They think it's all a load of hocus pocus. They think it's just people prying into their childhoods just for the sake of it, and yada yada yada. And so, okay, I'm just gonna roll right in here. There is a reason why therapists go back to our childhood. to see why our thought patterns are like that and why our behavioral patterns are like that. It's because we learn those thought patterns and behaviors when we're really, really young. We get those neural networks, we get those brain pathways, those thought processes. We develop them when we're younger. Yes, we can change them and reprogram them to an extent when we're older, but most of them are they're cementing, and they're talking to each other, and they're establishing those links really early on. So that's the reason why therapists talk about early childhood. Anyway, my family think that's a load of old crap. So for a long time, I was really dubious about counselling. I'd been to 1 or 2 sessions, and I thought, well, why do they keep talking about my family? This is not why I'm here. That's not why I'm talking about. I'm talking about confidence, or I'm talking about, what do I want to do with my life? I'm talking about confusion. And they always wanted to bring back to my family. I'm like, my family are fine. That's what I thought, because my family always told me they were fine and I didn't know. So I really had to go through the therapy and then to do the work. And once I'd gone through that therapy, it's like so many things just fell into place. And then I realized, okay, I think I've still got a lot of work to do, but I've done a lot of the work that I need now to understand therapy and the therapeutic process, and to do the work on myself so that I can hopefully think about being a half decent therapist. And the other reason I didn't want to go back to school to study psychology was because I knew my family would disapprove, and they've always disapproved. Oh, Jess, what are you doing this time? Oh, you've got a new... I just knew that if I spoke to them about it, they would disapprove, and I didn't want to justify it. I didn't have the energy for it. But now I don't have to. I don't have to tell them. They don't need to know. It's none of their business anyway. I'm in charge of my life, and this is what I want to do. And I realize now that I have separated from them that that there is a freedom that comes from being on my own and being in charge of my own destiny. But there's a responsibility too, and I'm responsible to do what I need to do, and to make sure also that I have a decent job and a decent career, and I'm doing the best that I can with my life. And hell, this is what I want to do, so I'm doing it. It's great. It's so great. I'm so proud of myself. Again, thank you so much for being here on the channel so far. I started out the channel really to help myself. It was actually a diary. I wanted to get my thoughts down, and truth be told, I wanted to get a legal timestamp on some of the things that were happening with my family. If I ever had to go to court, then I could say, okay, I recorded this video, I uploaded it at this date because this was happening. Now I look back on it, nothing I've said would, I don't think, be of any interest or any use in court. But for me, it was, in my crazy state, it made sense. And also, I think I just needed to speak and be heard, and speak my own truth finally and get it out there, because they did not want to hear that truth. And so I have found it really, really helpful. And I can't tell you how honored I am that some of you have shared some stories and have been encouraging me through it, and told me of your own horrible situations and sad stories. And I really want to say thank you for that. Thank you for that trust. And I know I'm not there with you, but I know what some of the situations are like, and I really, really feel for you. And I am so honored that you want to share that with me. So thank you so much. And I think I'm just going to close by saying what I want to do in the future. Yes, I want to be a therapist, and I really hope to work with people who have been through this kind of situation, so that hopefully I can help. I've heard stories of people going to therapists who don't understand narcissism and are just trying to get people to work with their families because they don't like to see family units broken up. And I can see just how hard that is. And I hope to be a therapist who can hopefully help with people in our kinds of situations. I also want to have real conversations with people. I realize is that an oyster catcher? Someone, I'm sure, is a better birder than me. No, they've stopped, of course. Sly oyster catcher's over there now. Don't put me in your box. We are free birds. Oh, back to what I was saying. I want to be a therapist because I want to have real conversations with people. I am so sick and tired of those fake conversations you have with narcissists. You know, where you just have to watch what you say, where you can't be real, where you're judged about what you say, where you're just constantly guarded, where nothing is, you're just in this fake world. Their fake world. I hate it. I can't stand it. And I think it's so bad for our souls to just not be able to tell the truth and get it out there. It's just like, it's toxic. It's just being in prison from within. I've never been in prison. Sorry if you've been in prison. I shouldn't say that. But I feel like it's having my soul constricted because I can't be free and talk about real things. It just messes with my brain. It messes with my whole being. And I don't want to do that. Not anymore. I want to be in a world where I talk about the messy stuff, the real stuff, the crunchy stuff. Even when it's hard. And even when it's messy and ugly and we don't want to. Because that's the important stuff, and it's not ugly and crunchy and messy and horrible. It's just real. It's real, and sometimes it's nasty. Sometimes it's just horrible, but if we don't get it out, it just festers. I want to help. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you so much. If you like the video, if you want to subscribe, if you want to do the Patreon thing, and I will see you again soon. Take care, my friends. Bye for now.